everyone, welcome to our next Christmas countdown picture from Agotapop, and we have a car getting ready to go. Look at that, full of prezzies. There's a Christmas tree across the back, all sorts going on here. Now we also have snow on the ground and in the sky, so we've got quite a few things. This one's going to take a little bit longer, I think. So where should we start? Let's start with the tree. I'm thinking Christmas tree colour. I like a bluey green for my sort of spruce. I'm going to go to start with using the chrome oxide green fiery. It's quite a mouthful, isn't it? And immediately nudge my paper squiff. And I'm just going to do an initial layer of this. And then as I'm doing it, looking at it to see whether it needs darker or lighter parts. I think it will do. But my aim here is to try and get enough down so that if I didn't do any more layers, it would be done. Because I want this base layer to be quite thick, really. So I'm just colouring over and over it a little bit to make sure it goes down quite well. My fingers are a bit cold. Just, well, I've been back quite a while now, but been out to the farmer's market this morning. It's actually a Saturday. I'm recording this. I don't know what day this video is going out. I know that it's the 8th, but I don't know what day of the week that's going to be yet. I haven't got my calendar, still on November, and I'm getting these done well in advance because firstly they're delightful and I just want to do them, but secondly I know that there's going to be a lot going on in December, so I figure that if I can get quite a bit done in advance, that will help me with, you know, how it is during Christmas. Right, there is our initial layer. It's not dark enough for my liking yet, but that's fine. Let's just pop that pencil there and grab the hooker's green, which is darker, and put in some darker areas. Yeah, my fingers were a bit cold. It was -3. I know you don't always work in Celsius or centigrade, but there was a frost, so we had to scrape the car. We do go in the car because we do a big supermarket shop at the same time. In our town, the supermarket is within walking distance of the farmer's market, so we can hop in the car, leave it in the supermarket car park. You get 2 hours of free parking, or walk up to the farmer's market, do a bit there. We popped in a few shops in town as well. This isn't really dark enough. I'm going to use the deep cobalt green. We actually used that for the drum, didn't we? I'm going to make it really sharp. The sharper you get, the more intense the colour, because it can push itself down into all of those little gaps in the paper. There we go. Yeah, so we did our sort of bit of shopping, and I came home, and it was maybe 10:30 in the morning. I'm going to go back to the no, I'm going to go a bit lighter. What do I want? The phthalo green I'm going to use to do a final layer. Well, might not be a final layer. We'll see how it looks. Yeah, got home at 10:30. My son had just got up. One of them. The other one had been up and written a few hundred words for his essay, which is really good news. But he said he was woken up at 7 o'clock by a very loud video. I think my husband put one on when he was in the shower. And then he went back to sleep, and he just slept for hours. So he was obviously tired. He obviously needed to sleep. I'm going back to my deep cobalt green. So yeah, he was obviously tired, but now he needs to get on. I'm going to put a bit of shadow at the bottom too. Now if you wish, you could sort of draw on a texture onto this like you're drawing on the pine needles, but I've tried that before, and it can, on a small item like this, it can sometimes just look like you've scribbled a bit, and that's not the effect I'm looking for. But I'm going to grab this Van Dyck brown and do the trunk. This bit here is the trunk, of course. Try and go a little darker at the bottom, around there a little bit on the top. There we go. I think that's fine. Okay, I'll fiddle around with 4 greens, but we'll just use the 1 brown. Now, our gifts are big parcels, aren't they? Wow, huge. Now, where should we start? I'm trying to think actually what colour to do the car. I think we'll do the car first, because now the sky is going to be blue, but it might be quite pale. The car, I'm thinking maybe I could do the car a dark blue. Oh gosh, that was a loud train going by. I think I'm going to use this colour. So we've got a sort of turquoisey. This is the helio turquoise. I'm going to use that for the car. That heart won't be this colour. And then my sky is going to be the sky blue, which is a really light colour. I think it sort of works well with snow. But we'll get there. And this doesn't look, it's definitely not a sky colour. Yeah, it was getting quite festive. The supermarket had Christmas trees for sale. So I said, I wound my husband up, can we have a Christmas tree? We don't buy real trees. But they're so messy. Our house is quite hot. They just drop their needles all over it into the carpet. It's really hard to clean it up. So we have a plastic tree that we've had for years, probably 20 years, that we use instead. And it's also very slim, so it fits on next to our TV without blocking the screen too much, and just sort of fits in the corner of the, well, that part of the room nicely. It's not really a very traditional car colour, is it? And I think it might be shiny towards the centre of the bonnet at the top more, not the bottom there. So could leave a lighter area in the centre there. Maybe. I've left a bit here, which wasn't my intention. There we go. With the sun shining now, it's looking rather nice out. But yeah, it's very cold. My son, it was funny, he was complaining the other day, going, it's not November, it's not cold enough yet, because we've had a lot of rain, so it's been quite warm for the clouds. And when we have had uncloudy days, clear days, it has been, it's been quite sunny, like it actually is today. But I said to him this morning, is it wintry enough for you? He went, yeah. I said, if you'd said no, I'd have pushed you outside. But he did notice that it was colder. You could do this car more than one colour. Some cars aren't all the same colour. Most cars are. Which is why I've done it like this. Thinking maybe a little bit darker at the bottom, just a few more layers of colour. Oops, I'm not really going to use more than one colour, I don't think, for this, because this is such a unique colour. I think it'll look a little bit strange. I am going to do the bumper and around the headlights in a silver. I'm not going to use my silver pencil though, I'm going to use a grey. I think this Gold Grey 3 might work. And I'm thinking, I do a bit here and then fade it. Oh, I've got a hiccup, excuse me, I just had a cup of tea. Like that. It might look, oh, excuse me, shiny like silver. Oh dear, I don't usually get hiccups. I don't usually drink tea. It's nice. I always have a green tea in the evening with no milk, but this was a black tea with some oat milk in. It's rather good. I did drink it quickly because I wanted to get on and come, and I've been looking forward to colouring this picture. There we go. So it looks a bit silvery, I think. The tyres I'm going to do in black. I think that's the best colour for a tyre. So, oh, hick. And I might just lighten it towards the middle a bit. as if it's catching the light and to help the shape. Now the number plate is tricky. In the UK, number plates are yellow, they're nasty. But I'm going to do, I know, we'll do the heart and the number plate in red. Now I was going to do quite a dark red, but we want to see the word Xmas. So we'll use the scarlet red, which isn't fairly pale. And go over that like that. It maybe looks a little bit orangey. Just layer it up a bit. There we go. That's so jolly. Oh, the steering wheel. Oh, I bet the steering wheel was cold on our car this morning. I'm going to do that in black. The seats were cold on her, but it soon warmed up, luckily. Though our heater isn't particularly good, it was pretty good. I'm thinking headlights and these little lights I might do in a really bright yellow, because yeah, I think they'd be bright, they'd be on in the snow. This is 107, which is the cadmium yellow. Just give it a sharpen. There we go. Whoops. Yeah, you can't really see it. It's a bit small, this one. But I'm going to try and layer it up so you can really see it. Hopefully. Now windscreen. I'm going to grab that grey, sorry, the cold grey 3. And I'm just going to see where these lines are. I'm just going to emphasise that a bit more. Like that. So it just looks a bit more shiny. That's it. Simple bit. Now our gifts. Now I'm thinking we could do them all wrapped in the same way, or we could, you know, same wrapping paper sort of matching, or we could do them all different. I think probably different is a bit more fun. I'm not going to do any more blue. We've got a lot of blue coming with the sky. So let's start with a deep red. A darker red than the number plate. So this is dark red. It's one of the darkest reds that you get in the Polychromos. So I didn't even tell you what set I was using, did I? Oh dear. I'm sort of assuming that people will be watching the whole series, but of course you might not be. You might just want to know how to colour a car. So here is this one. Maybe I'll do all the ribbons in the same colour. I think that might be nice. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Now I'm not going to worry too much about sort of shading on these. Now I know what colour I'm going to do the ribbon. I'm going to surprise you. You have to keep watching. We do a mauve present. Just make sure that the gifts are the right colours to suit the colour of the ribbon. And it's actually very rare to have presents with wrapping paper that's plain. Normally Christmas paper is full of colour and patterns. And the stuff I buy is anyway. Now, what else will work? A green. If we do a very different green, the permanent green olive is, sorry, there we go, is quite a different shade to our Christmas tree. So I'll pop that there. Last one. I don't think, oh, that might work. Yeah, let's try this. I think it'll work. The red violet. Have you guessed what colour ribbons I'm doing? Well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to start colouring them and see how quickly you can guess. Tell me in the comments. I'm really interested. So have you guessed now? Or you can tell me at the end. You can keep it, write it down, don't cheat, or keep it in your head. What am I going to do? I'm going to show you my first colour. I'm going to use 4 different pencils. That's another clue for you. I'm going to start with a burnt umber. Have you got it yet? A bit at the top and fade. if you are a regular on this channel, you would have got this by now, I'm sure. Whoops, don't have to go out the lines. In fact, I'm going to just erase that. I need to clean my eraser, it's very red. It's always important to keep your eraser fairly clean because, oops, if you have a bit of colour on it, it can stain your paper when you're trying to erase something else. Right, next colour, next clue. I think this one. Bistre. Have you got it yet? It's a bit of a Christmas guessing game for you. So excited about Christmas, but my boys are like, I've got so much work to do before Christmas, I can't have it coming too quickly. Green gold. Well, one of them has got, they've got essays due on the 13th and 15th of December, and then the 3rd and 5th of Jan, one of them. So I'm really just going over what I've done already and then doing a little bit extra. I'm sure you've guessed by now. I'm going to use the last yellow. I'm going to use the Naples yellow to finish off. And then we can do our sky and snow. The problem I have with this picture is it's snowing, but nothing's got snow on it, so we might have to just put a few bits of snow on a few things, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. It's quite difficult to draw snow on things, I think, and it also, by not putting it on there, it leaves people the choice to do it how they want. I mean, the car might have just set out, there's no one in it, it might have just finished packing it, ready to go. There we go. Right, sky. So I'm going to use the sky blue, which I need to sharpen. It's been sharpened with a dowel. It's very long and pointy. I've got to resharpen it a bit. Oops, sky blue. Again, knocking in. So I'm going to do the whole, including over the snow. So I'm just going to do the whole background. Now normally when I do a background, I don't like to do it this way. If I'm doing sky, I prefer to do it with a horizontal action because this direction makes it look like it's raining, but it's snowing, so that's okay, I think, to have it going in this direction. So there we go. We've got another blue background picture, haven't we? I expect we'll have a few in the end because we've got other sky pictures. I have to remember to sort of reserve the blue for the sky ones so that we don't get overrun with blue backgrounds, but it doesn't matter too much. I think we've done quite well. This is our first repeat of a colour, so I think that's quite good. And I am doing the ground. Now I realise there's snow on the ground, but I think it looks better with a bit of something underneath it. I was taught how to do snow on the ground by someone who's an oil painter. He's a friend of my husband's, and he said, oh well, I'm going to use the light ultramarine. Can you even see the number? I'm going to do it in the corners like we had before, make it a little bit darker around the edges and corners. He said, you know, you do your ground and then you paint the snow on top after, because that's how it is. If you think about it, snow falls on the ground, it isn't just there. But that was all fine, but if you're using a pencil, how do you do that? Of course, you have to buy a pen and do it, which is what I'm going to do. So there'll be some white pen work in a minute. Now I know with the Polychromos that if I put a white pen on top of the blue it will show up, which is nice because some brands don't, the white turns a different colour. Not normally with blue. There is one blue in the Black Widows that turns pink. I think it's in the Spider set. I'm not sure which one because there's three or four blues in that set. But one of them turns pink. So if you're not sure, scribble on a scrap of paper first. That's not really dark enough for my liking. I'm going to go to the ultramarine and do a little bit more in the corners. Just there. I just want to really feel that there's a slightly different colour going on, which I wasn't getting that impression before. It's like with the orange yesterday, I didn't really see enough of a contrast. When I looked at it after, I was like, yeah, I could have done a bit darker in the corners. But, you know, it's done now. Of course, you can always go back and alter anything, but because I have made you a video, I try not to do that. Keep it all as it was. I like the idea of doing this early, which is what I'm doing. If you're following along, you won't be able to. But doing some Christmas things early, you can think, well, you could frame it then and put it on the wall for Christmas. This is sky blue, or maybe for next year. Or you could use these for on the page where you haven't got the tiles. Oh, you have. I think on all of them. On the slightly bigger ones, on the page where they're twice the size, like this page, you could cut them out and make them into gift tags, which would be nice. I've got loads of gift tags because I cut up my Christmas cards and make them into gift tags. So I have loads, so I don't really need any. But if you do, you could make a little collage on a card or something, you know, cut a few out and stick them around. Be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, I'm going to stop fiddling with that background now, and I'm going to get some white. I don't know why I've got that wrong pen. I think I want quite a thick one. I'm going to use my number 10 Gellyroll. And let's start with the snow in the sky. See if it shows up over the blue. This is the only problem with using blue, which obviously you do for sky, is that it's quite faint. Now we're going to build up our snow like this, which is quite fun. Dot, dot, dot. You don't have to do it this way, but I like it. It then looks like it's sort of fallen. So go all the way across the page and can come back and do a bit more after once it's dry. Now I think the bottom here might be almost completely white. And you could of course do a road underneath like grey rather than the blue if you wanted. But I don't know, I just wanted to do it this way. I thought it would sort of match with the others better than having a different colour on the bottom. I want to try and leave those black lines fairly uncovered. I haven't done a particularly good job of that. But you don't have to go too far up. You could also, if you want, use some glitter pen as well, if you want glittery snow. I'm going to do some more snow in the sky. I just want lots. Do a few bigger ones, a few smaller ones, a few clusters, a few singles. And you can do, if you want, I'm not going to actually do some snow on the car and the presents. I think I'm just going to leave it on the ground. Make it look like it's only just been packed. Maybe the car was in the garage. so it's clear of snow. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that one there. That was fun. You could keep dotting away with snow forever, but you have to rein it in sometimes. But there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Hoping that you have a super day and happy colouring.